I serve two churches. Yongnak Presbyterian Church of Los Angeles, or we call it Yongnak or Nasong Yongnak Gyoe. I've been going to the church since 2001, right after I got divorced. And it kind of has been my home church for, 20 plus years. Now, when the pandemic happened, let me go back. So, in that church, maybe about 3 or 4 years into attending that church, people around me say, "Hey, I heard you played music in the past." I said, yes, I did. Can you play in a church band with us? I said, "No, I don't know any church music." But gradually I joined the band, first as a bass player. Then church was at that time very conservative. And conservative church means there's a pastor and there's a traditional like a classical choir, and they sang the hymns, or we call it chansonga, and that was basically it. But in as early as 80s and 90s, church started having this thing called contemporary. Oh, really? Crash ahead. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, they started having contemporary worship, which means they included a band, a band like drum, bass, keyboard, and guitar, doing a lot of the Christian worship songs, as they call it. And I joined that band, I guess maybe about 2003, 4. But even that, I was doing it for so long, and I said, hey, it's about time that I retire from actual performing portion of the praise and worship. So when pandemic came, I put my resignation and said, I'm gonna quit. So I did. Now the twist of fate is this. The pastor who used to be the praise band leader, he went out and created his own church. And he heard that I retired from the band. And at the time, most of the churches did not have, they canceled all the what we call in-person services. So all the churches were empty, and they started doing a lot of the video services. And this church that was started by one of our old praise leader pastor said, hey, why don't you come and help us to make a video? So I started doing that because it kind of didn't happen on Sunday. I think we did it on either Wednesday or Thursday, and then we did a minor video editing, and we put it on YouTube, went on live on Sunday, and we did that for a little while, probably about a year. And then gradually the church opened up, which means they were accepting people back into the church with the government or city mandated COVID rules, having masks on and so forth. And it gradually opened up. And another change of fate is that they wanted me back. They said, hey, I'm 60 plus years old. I'm going to retire. I have already retired. And why don't you get some new younger people? Well, it's kind of a strange, or maybe not a fate, but a lot of the church musicians, especially in Korean church, were music students who came here, and we were hiring. And then when the COVID happened, all the music school students were all sent back, or they went back to Korea. So there was a huge short of musicians. So I rejoined the band, and this is February of 2023. I think I came back from my retirement about April of 2022, and I've been serving the church ever since.
예수님은 길이요 진리요 생명 되십니다. 그 주님을 따라갈 때에 우리가 우리의 모든 앞길 가운데 소망의 길이 열릴 줄로 믿습니다. 우리 함께 찬양하겠습니다. 예수 따라가며 예수 따라가며 복음 순종하며 우리 행할 길 완하겠네. 주를 의지하며 순종하는 자를 주가 늘 함께 하시리라. 해를 당하거나 우리 고생할 때 주가 위로해 주시겠네. 주를 의지하며 순종하는 자를 주가 안위해 주시리라. 오직 그 주님을 바라보며 우리 다시 한번 찬양으로 나아갑니다. 남의 짐을 지고 슬픔 위로하며 주가 상급을 주시겠네. 주를 의지하며 순종하는 자를 항상 복내며 주시리라. 함께 찬양합시다. 의지하고 순종하는 길을 예수 안에 즐겁고 복된 길이로 의지하고 순종하는 길을 예수 안에 즐겁고 복된 길이로라. 우리 받은 것을 주께 나누리면 우리 기쁨이 넘치겠네. 주를 의지하며 순종하는 자를 은혜 풍성케 하시리라. 주님을 힘입어서 주를 힘입어서 말씀 잘 배우고 주를 모시고 살아가세. 주를 의지하며 순종하는 자, 주의 말씀을 따라가는 자, 예수 그리스도를 따라가는 자, 그 제자된 삶 위에 하나님의 은혜가 있을 줄로 믿습니다. 우리 하나님께 영광의 박수를 함께 올려드립시다. 아멘, 아멘, 할렐루야.